Hi, today we're going to do a quick review on our note naming and then we are going to play some note naming games. So for those of you that want to play the games and I haven't done note naming, or if you've just forgotten, here is our treble clef staff. The staff has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. We count it from the bottom. The first line on the bottom is 1, 2, 3, 4, top one's number 5. So we have a saying we use to remember the lines, the notes on the lines. It says every good boy does fine. So every note that's on this bottom line is an E. Every note that's on this second line is a G. Every note that's on the third line is a B. Every note that's on this fourth line is a D. And every note that's on this top line is going to be an F. So every good boy does fine is just a way to remember it. So if you had a note that was all the way up here on this top line, you would, oops, previous screen, every good boy does fine. Oh, that's an F. If it was down here on this bottom, you'd be like every E. Every good boy, this line would be a B. You just count up from the bottom. Now, if every good boy does fine doesn't do it for you, you can't remember that, try every good boy deserves fudge. Every good boy deserves football. Elephant's got big dirty feet. Elvis got busted doing 50. Every girl's boyfriend drives a Ferrari. Anything you can think of that goes E, G, B, D, F. I've heard so many different ones in my time. Every good boy does fine has just been the standard for like 50, 60 years, but whatever helps you remember it, it's fine. So those are the notes on the line. So if we click over one screen, I have the notes on the spaces, the space notes. So that's the notes in between the lines. So this is line 1, this is line 2. In between line 1 and 2 is the space, and this is space number 1. It goes F-A-C-E, spells face. That's like probably first grade sight word. So we should all know how to spell face, F-A-C-E. So if you've got a note that's all the way on this fourth space, because we got space 1, space 2, space 3, space 4, F-A-C-E, it's going to be an E. If it's on this second space, F-A, it's going to be an A. So, and it even rhymes, space and face. So it should be pretty easy to remember. Space, face, F-A-C-E, face. If that doesn't work for you, I've heard fat Albert can eat. Many different things you can use to remember it, but space, face works best for me. So if we click one more screen, here are the notes, not in a colorful format, but alternating. So here is our first line, E. Ugh, previous, I can't click. E. And then G, B, D, F. Those are the lines. Every good boy does fine. In between that are spaces, F, A, C, E. So if we put it all together, it goes E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. And I don't have perfect pitch, so that probably was not the exact right notes, but E, F, G. And we start over. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. The musical alphabet just goes from A to G, and then it repeats. So we know every good boy does fine. So if we go one space up, I was going to cover with my finger. I can't cover with my finger. This would be a G, because this is the next note after G. E, F, G. You go one more up to the first line. That's called a ledger line above the staff. And you're going to start over again at A. Same on the bottom. We know that the bottom note here is E on the staff. Previous again. So if we're going to go down one space below the staff, it's going to be the note before E in the alphabet. D. We're going to go one more space below. Well, not one more space. We're going to go to the line below. It's going to be C. That's a ledger line again. Those are just short little lines we use to extend the staff, just to make it easier to read. Now, if I go one more below C, what's the alphabet letter before C? I hope y'all said B. So the next note, if it was under this little ledger line, would be a B. If you had two of these little ledger lines, what's the note before B? A. So that's how you can tell the ones that aren't on the staff. Just count it up. So that's my basic quick review. I'd go into far more detail, and I'm going to try to find where I hid my flashcards and do some flashcards with you guys in a future video. But that's the quick version of Every Good Boy Does Fine and Face. So pulling up my browser here, this is my Symbaloo page. It's got a lot of different games that I have found on the internet. Whack-A-Note, Name That Note. There's this hockey music note game, and then all the way down here is Staff Wars. So I'm going to show you a couple of those real quick. Whack-A-Note. Play now. Click to enable Flash Player. Allow. I'm not going to have so many good games because I'm going to flash. Alright, we're going to start game. Use your keyboard, number pad, or mouse to hit the notes. Alright, let's get some real notes here. Alright, I'm looking for the note G. That's the second line. Every time I find a G, I'm going to whack it. That's a G. They're all G's. Oh, that's not a G. That's a G. That's not a G. Not a G. Guess a G. Guess a G. Because I'm so good at getting bonus. As you can see, this one's a little simple. It'll get harder throughout the levels. Get rid of that, but you get the basic idea. The one I really like is this Staff Wars one. You're going to click treble clef mission because we haven't learned the other clefs. You're going to click start. Every good boy does. That's a D. Click it. Oh gosh, I did not mean to click the grand staff. That would be great big. That's a B, but let's go back because I didn't want the grand staff. Now I got to start it all over again. That's treble clef. Alright, starting. Alright, F-A-C-E-E. F-A-C. C. Of course, Mr. Recchi doesn't actually count them like that, but I'm doing it for you. Every good boy does. F-A-C-E. F. Every good. That's a G. F-A-C-E. F-A-C. F-A-C-E. Of course, it gets faster. A. Stop counting them. Time. Try to see how many you can go in a row. That's going to be the G above the staff. C. Hey, you can also use your keyboard to go faster. Oh no, they're coming at me. So fast. And of course, I'm going to make a mistake on purpose now. Oh, I'm wrong again. Game over. You get 3 chances. So, okay, I got 2 minutes. That's, my video cam seemed to have stopped, but I think I'm still going. I don't know what happened. So anyway, that should be good. You can always go back to Symbaloo and try some of the other ones. Name That Note in the hockey music note game. This one will give you a choice of just 3. Name That Note's kind of not the most interesting of the 3, but pretty good anyway. So play around with those and practice your note naming. Have a good day.